Today we're going to be swapping the original radiator out for this aftermarket 3-row aluminum radiator. After recently getting this car running, I noticed the original radiator had a slight leak in it, and also evident by the coolant all over the garage floor. So first step is to drain the coolant, and then we'll unpack the radiator from the box and we'll swap her out. This should be fairly easy. While trying to not make a complete mess, which is pretty hard when draining coolant, I've just got a bucket underneath and I'm going to pull the plug. And it's shooting everywhere but where I want it to. Get the upper and lower radiator hose removed. All right, pull that off. Upper hose removed. Let me go to the rear hose, or the lower hose. And of course, I put that hose clamp in a direction to where it's hard to remove. All right, upper and lower are removed. Now it's just 4 bolts, and this radiator should lift right up. Looks like 4 12mm bolts. And now I'll get this out. Feels like some fluid is still in it, so I'll just be mindful. And that's how you get a radiator out of the 240Z in under 5 minutes. Doesn't get much simpler than that. First glance, this is a good looking radiator. I notice it's got a little bit of angle up top versus the factory radiator's flat. But we'll see how it fits. It's got the same curved lower radiator hose, and this looks to be in the same position. Even has 2 bungs for the transcool if you wanted to run one. Since we have a manual transmission, we aren't running one, but 4 bolts and this thing should get back in. The only difference, one is the factory radiator has threads built in versus this is just bolt holes. So I'll just need to find 4 nuts for these, and this thing will be mounted in and good to go. Yep, it looks like it does. Let's put these in loose for right now. We'll get a close-up of what this looks like. Very clean looking. Next I need to pressure test it. If you've been working on cars long enough, you know how much of a pain it is to fill radiators and avoid bubbles and overheating. One of the best tools I've ever purchased is this vacuum driven coolant filling system. And the way it works is you hook it up to your air compressor and it creates a vacuum. It sucks all the air out of the system. It's got a gauge on top that will show you a reading. You shut the system off and then you wait to see if the pressure drops immediately or not. If the pressure doesn't drop, you know your system's completely sealed from air, no leaks, which is very good. And then you switch hoses, hit the valve, and it sucks the coolant right in and fills it completely up. You don't have any issues with leaks. You don't have any issues with getting bubbles in it or overheating, and it's one of the best things I've seen for filling coolant systems. So we're gonna do that right now. So first off, like I said, this might be a little loud, but we just hook it up to the air compressor and suck all the air out. So right now it's sucking all the air out. We'll get our other hose ready. And this we just stick directly into the bottle of coolant. Oh yeah, right now we're in the green. So that's looking good. Looking very good. Hold it there. Swap hoses real quick. Put this in, got the coolant bottle here. And then I just plug this in. Try to do it one-handed. Oh, try not to make a mess. So I got the coolant in here, hoses in the bottom, hit this valve, and now we're filling the system. And then once this bottle is empty, I'll swap it to the other coolant bottle. I've already pre-mixed it, so everything is good to go. And you don't want to suck any air in, so make sure you stop it before it gets too empty. All right, swapping bottles. Still making a mess, but you know, that's just how that goes. All right, that's it. The system's full. Let's go ahead and disconnect everything. We'll verify it's full, but we'll pop this off. Drain the extra coolant. We've got water everywhere, of course. Put the radiator cap on, and this system's full. So I still haven't installed the overflow radiator bottle. I need to find it. Not exactly sure where it is, but we need to find that. So I'll install that. And next we're just gonna fire the car up and let it warm up. I don't have a working temperature gauge right now. As you watch the other videos, none of the gauges are working right now, but that's okay. We could still fire it up and see what we're going with and let it run for a bit. I've got a infrared gun, so that can help maybe check some temperatures, but let's just fire it up and see what happens. But overall, that was a pretty quick radiator swap. I like that.